many people rate this one, so I guess a strong contender. Hi, I'm Noémie, welcome back to my channel La Fraise, and today I wanted to quickly round up a few patterns fluctuating body friendly. So I have made an entire video about tips to sew for a body that may be fluctuating in weight or size throughout the day, and it was really interesting all the discussions we had in the comments, because it really made me realize all the different reasons some of you guys could have fluctuating body, and it was really nice to read everything you guys had to say. We have Milo in the background who wanted to also participate for this video. But so in the comments you guys actually mentioned quite a few patterns, and I have added a few of them myself as well to round up to 10. So I have 10 patterns I quickly want to share with you today for, you know, fluctuating body friendly. It's mostly patterns for the bottom half of the body, because top half seems to be easier to fit in general, to accommodate for more or less of a tummy bloating, etc. So in general, I just wanted to mention mostly bottoms. You'll see one tip that came a lot in the comments is to add, so I mentioned elastics, I mentioned buttons, but actually some of you mentioned the elastics that have buttons on them, which I used a lot for kids clothing, but that's actually really great for adult clothing when you also want a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, so I'm looking down at my computer here. The first up we have the Aina trousers and culottes, and those are from Named Clothing. You're gonna see that Named Clothing has a few really good patterns for fluctuating body, and the Aina trousers and culotte I really liked. It was suggested by one of you. It has an elasticated back with extra button closures on the side, which means that you can also adjust even more using the buttons. I will every time put photos on the screen. But so yes, I thought it looked really elegant. That's really what I like when it says at the front, party at the back. And yes, honestly, looking at them, they look like they have a great fit. And they look like they would really give you quite a lot of wiggle room through the pants. So these were amongst the first to go on my list, and I was really finding them quite good. Antilly has the magic pants that have sorts of two belts on the side that can be fully adjustable, so just adjustable pants, so no elastic here. I personally really like a bit of elastic, because I find that when you sit down, even if your pants are fitted perfectly when you stand, when you sit down you always want a little bit of extra room, and I prefer the elastic because it just gives and doesn't dig into your body. But these pants, you know, you could adjust while you wearing them, obviously. But the magic pants, they kind of always fit you because of the options to adapt on the sides, and so I thought that was also quite a fan favorite. It seems that quite a few have made them. There's also quite a few YouTube videos about those. The Kielo wrap dress and jumpsuit, so I mentioned it in my wedding outfits pattern roundup, and I didn't realize what a fan favorite this was. Literally so many people love this pattern. Everyone says that it literally fits everyone and that makes everyone look great. I have never sewn it, but honestly from the photos you can see that the lady has plenty of room, and so yeah, you can totally imagine how really fluctuation friendly this pattern would be, you know, at the wedding. If you need to create a bit of space in the stomach area after dinner, that would be perfect. And yeah, the fact that it really cinches in, I could imagine that would be very flattering for many people, many body size. And it also looks like quite an easy pattern. The difficulty level is marked as novice, so it doesn't seem like it would be too difficult to make. This is also from Named Clothing, by the way. So not gonna talk too much about the Kielo dress, but honestly it seems like many people rate this one, so I guess a strong contender. From Notches pattern, I added the Judy wrapped dress top and skirt, and so the skirt part is an elasticated skirt and the top is a wrap, so it really allows you to have the elastic in the bottom to be comfortable and the wrap at the top. And this pattern I quite liked because it gives you quite a few options, because you have the top or skirt or the dress. So I found that the pattern gives you quite a lot for your money, so I found it really interesting, and also again it's a wrap, so it has this extra comfort here. I have already mentioned the Estella dress from Paper Cut pattern. You know, I really like Paper Cut pattern. I've already made this pattern for a friend. And honestly, it has the elasticated waist, so it's really comfortable. And then the wrap, again, it's always a combination, elastic at the bottom, wrap at the top, and then you really have everything you need to be super comfortable. So I'm not going to go into too much details because I already talked about this in my wedding guest video, but I think this is a really comfortable pattern. It also, for me, like, you know, I don't always vibe having too low neckline. And you can wear this both ways. So if you are in a low neckline type of mood, you can wear the flat part at the front and the wrap at the back. But if you are in a more cheeky, sexy day, you can have the wrap at the front, and there's really nice ways to wrap it at the front to be a bit more revealing. So I find that something that also adapts to your moods and just like how you feel about yourself on that day is quite good. Again, from Paper Cut, I promise they don't pay me to talk about the pattern so much. I just really like the drafting style, and I think they really make pretty stuff. But we have the Aura dress, and this one is a puffed sleeves drap dress. I find that the puffed sleeves also sometimes can add a bit of comfort because I go, for example, to the gym and I lift some weights, and sometimes your arms just feel like really stuck in everything. And so the puff sleeves gives you all the room you need, and then the elasticated cuff means you have a bit more space as well, in that you don't feel too constricted. You know, like if you live in your life, you don't want to feel like you can't move and that you're like constricted around your arm area. No one wants that. And then again, the wrap front gives you a bit of wiggle room and allows you to be comfortable. Next, this is not really a pattern, but this is a tutorial from the Stitchery here on YouTube. She explains in her tutorial how to make a split side dress like she's doing, but you will have to draft it herself or to hack a pattern yourself. And I find this really interesting. I'm clearly not the only one because this video has 77,000 views. Many people are interested in the split side dress. So the way this works is that you kind of like put the dress over the top of your head, and then you come and attach the back like this at the front, and then you wrap the front in the back, or you put the knot wherever you want. Again, this is a wrap top, but it wraps both ways, if that makes sense. It wraps from the back and from the front, which means you don't have this effect where you have maybe like a huge volume of fabric and all of the wraps needs to be adjusted from just one side. This allows you to have the adaptation of a wrap dress without having the crisscross that's going to make it maybe too revealing or unflattering on your chest. So this is truly genius. She also does it in like quite a few dresses options. I also saw that she has a pinafore option. So if you find that the split side and that the double wrap effect is useful and works well for you, she has so many tutorials. So really, I mean, I'm sure you know about her. If you're on this channel, like, she's really big, so I'm sure you've seen and heard about her. But I felt like I could not make this video without mentioning the split side dress in the adjustable patterns options. The split side dress then reminded me of a hack that Helen's Closet has for the Winslow culottes. So I won't put the pattern for the original Winslow because those ones are not super adjustable, but I will put in the description the hack, because that is wrap pants pretty much. And wrap pants, if you ever had them, like growing up, I had one pair of them, you kind of step into them, it's going to be impossible to explain. You stepped into the pants and then you again wrap the front, wrap the back, and so the double wrap is what allows you to have really good fit no matter what your shape or size. Like, those pants are really going to give you a lot of wiggle room regarding fit. If you have the Winslow culotte pattern, then you can do this hack following the instructions on the blog, and then you have your wrap pants. So I also thought that was quite a nifty one. I have another free option for you. So this is a DIY wrap skirt on YouTube. I have used quite a few patterns from Creston. I think she does it quite comprehensively. She explains with measurements. I don't know how grading friendly all of those patterns are. She's quite petite. And so I think if you wear plus size, maybe just using the measurements that she's talking about, even adapting with your own measurements, I'm not sure how far it would go, but I think if you are comfortable with a little bit of pattern drafting, you can use her video as a starting point, and then you kind of like use your knowledge to make sure that it fits you. But a wrap skirt, again, it's a wrap. I really like the ruffle on the side of the skirt as well, so I wanted to mention that one as a good option too. And it's free, so we like it. And the last pattern I wanted to mention, we're already at the end of the 10, I'm trying to keep things moving this week, is the cashmere Creston jeans. And what those jeans have It's kind of a sliding panel. I'm going to try to find a video to show you because it's almost impossible to explain. The pants really grow with you when you move, and that's something I really like. As I said, I find that it's not only, oh, today I'm larger or thinner than yesterday, it's just when you move, when you sit especially, you kind of want a little bit of room. So I really like that construction. So Live actually did a full sew along for them, so if you kind of like the extra help, then you have So Live to help you with your construction. To have access to this pattern, you need to join the Cashmere Club. I don't really know what the conditions are, if you can join, buy the pattern and then leave. I'm sure there's a way, you know, that if you really don't want to stay in the club, I'm sure there's a way to work around it. But just so you know, this is not a pattern that you can just buy. You have to join the Cashmere Club to get this pattern, which is why I put it at the end, because even though I find the constructions really cool, for me, every time you have to join a club or something, that's a bit of a negative point for me, and I'm like, I'm already over it, I'm already gone to the next pattern. But because the constructions were so unique, I still wanted to mention this one. I talked for so long, Milo died in the back, clearly. That's the 10 patterns I had for you today. I really hope that those were interesting to you. Do you have still other patterns that you find great for a fluctuating body? Please let me and everyone else know in the comments. This video was made really thanks to the comments I got on the first video, so it's all thanks to you, so thank you so much. I'm working on quite a few interesting projects this week, so hopefully that's all coming in cool videos soon, and you'll be interested to see all that. If you want to see my projects coming up, don't hesitate to subscribe. If you like this video, please like it, and I will see you next time. And don't forget that you can make anything. Bye! If you have the Winslow culotte pattern, oh, I can't say.